Okay. Good early afternoon from the lovely city of Long Beach. This is Jude, and I'm here for the wash. Like I said, I'm gonna start doing these little solo sessions. You know, they won't be as long as I used to do them when I used to be Jude Plus or Judas Plus. But you know, they will be significant. They will be significant in their content. Hallelujah. So, that's my phone. What do I want to talk about today? Today, what I would like to talk about, I'd like to discuss, it's a several part series on the infamous Milton Dean. Now, if many of you don't know who Milton Dean is, let me take you back to 2000, 2001, 2002, the beginning of Facebook and the end of MySpace. Now, there was a time where me and Mr. Dean had our little scrums, our little Donnybrooks on Facebook. And people saw these Donnybrooks, these farces, these skits, these meme before memes, and they sat back and they watched him attempt to battle me. And many times got cyber slain. Like, I'm no joke to things I was doing with Photoshop before all the memes and little popular vines and everything. I was way before that. But so Milt Dean started to really develop a platform. He actually started to develop fans. People actually started to know who he was. And that's because of me. I did that. But then, just like anybody, Ike and Tina, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, Bonnie and Clyde, it's just that sometimes the co-pilot wants to fly the plane. And that just don't happen in the world of Jude. So Milt thought he was actually bigger than he was, and he paid for it. But let me go back to the beginning. So who is this Milt Dean, and what is he to you? Like I said, it's going to be a several-part series. So this is the first series. So I'm going to go back to the how I met Mr. Milton Dean. I met Mr. Milton Dean at the YMCA in Woodbury. Woodbury is a quaint little town, little highway town, has a hospital. That's what Woodbury is known for, its hospital. It has a hospital. Underwood Memorial Hospital is the hospital. Other than that, nobody knows Woodbury for anything. I think it's the capital of Gloucester County, but nobody knows Gloucester County for anything. These are like nowhere places. I just have to give setting. You got to give setting to any story. I mean, I could have said Woodbury's in a field. It's just a little New Jersey town. You don't even know when you're leaving and coming. But that's Milt Dean's home. Milt Dean loves Woodbury. Milt Dean thinks Woodbury is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's okay. He could feel that way. I never thought much of Woodbury. It's a city to me. It's like any other city. Who cares, man? Who cares? Anyway, so Woodbury High School was supposed to be my high school's rival. And I didn't, I went to my high school for 2 years. I'm like a Catholic school kid. I'm a private school kid. I didn't want to go to school with the local rabble. I used to sit on Ivy League schools. I wore uniforms to class. I pledged allegiance to the flag. Like, we went to the bathroom. We really went there. We didn't take cigarette breaks. You never thought about cutting. So I was one of the, elite. Well, I'm lying. Some of the best people I met were in my last 2 years of high school. Some of the most realist, some of the most coolest, some of the most down to earth. So I went to, but the way I was speaking before, that's how you really feel. But then reality hits you. And you realize Catholic school is really just to keep everybody away from maybe somebody who may be more undesirable than you'd be used to. And you can decipher that however you want. But if you live in the South Jersey, Northern Delaware, or Philadelphia area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is not that kind of podcast. This is about Mr. Milton Dean. I met Milton Dean at the YMCA. He went to Woodbury High School, the rival of my high school. So why am I bringing this up? Because that sort of made me a target. Because the YMCA was in the city of Woodbury. And in that gym came a lot of people from, the local vicinity. And when they came there, they noticed that they'd ask me where I went to high school. I said I went to high school, at this high school. And they'd be like, wow. And they'd get all crazy and start with the mouth. And I didn't really have a connection to the actual school. I liked some of the people there, but, I didn't have a connection to the school. I had no school spirit. So I was just like the guy they would tease to go to the high school that was their rival that they supposedly beat in football every year. Okay, well, good. I saw one game. It was, I guess I lived in Florida for a while, so I saw real football. So I guess New Jersey football is what it is. The local rabble likes it, so let them have it. Let them eat their cake. Back to Milton Dean. So I'd go to the Woodbury YMCA and I would play basketball all the time. And I had to always hold my own. I had no friends up there. I had one friend from West Deptford. But, so I would go there and I'd play basketball. I'd be this unknown rivalry to all these guys, played basketball. Thought they could, I guess. I don't know. And we'd play basketball. And I'd always see Milton. I'd always have to hold my own, talk trash, act tough. Whatever I had to do. I just wanted to play basketball, but sometimes that's not possible. So to the side, I would see a trio of young men. There was Milt Dean, there was Chucky, and there was David. Milt Dean was about average size. Had a halfway decent jump shot. Not better than mine by any means. I can outshoot Milt Dean any day. I just can't. I mean, he should have been a better shooter. He could have gone somewhere. But, I'm the gunslinger. I'm the three-point kid. Downtown Jude Brown. Then there was Chuck and there were Dave. Chuck and Dave were both tall, big guys, big football guys. They were all football guys, but Milt was a little football guy. These guys were big football guys. So I'd see them there all the time, just shooting to the side. They never really played, but they kept in their own little world. They lived in a far-off fantasy land called Woodlake, which was, I don't know, some kind of pseudo-ghetto. But it's really just a quasi-family apartment complex. That's what I saw it as. But supposedly you had to be tough and hood to be there. You can't be tough and hood with a Wawa on the corner. You can't. You had a Wawa on the corner. How tough are you with a Wawa on the corner? Sorry, it doesn't happen. So anyway, I don't know how we became friends, man. I mean, I just think we all started talking at the Y one day. And they sort of looked up to me. I thought I was a hero to them. Because, look, when I played basketball, I used to get picked on. But I would pick on people back. I wasn't scared. I was kind of fearless. I was a fearless guy. So, they kind of looked up to me as I was like a superhero. Or some kind of savior. I really felt worshipped. By Chuck and Dave a little bit, but Milt was really my fan. He really was. Milt tried to bite my shooting style. Everything Milt did. Tried to be like me. So, we stayed friends. We played basketball at the Y. I'd go up there and teach them how to shoot. destroy them. They could watch my basketball skills from the side, and which is good. It's good for you to learn. It was good for him to learn. So time went on, and we all got bigger, faster, stronger. I think I left out. I went away to college or something, and I think I came back, and we all started hanging tough for some reason. I don't know. I think they were actually playing basketball now. I think Milt was actually on the court. See, Milt would never come on the basketball court beforehand. He would always, sit to the side with the trio, him, Chucky, and Dave. But he came on the court, and I guess he started playing. I sort of took him under my wing. Me and Jan, my friend named Jan from West Deptford. We're not really friends anymore. He's a teacher out here in L.A. Told me he was on the OJ trial. He's working for Charles Darden. I don't think you should tell a whole lot of people that. I think that's something you kind of keep to yourself, Yeah. I don't know. I would have kept it to myself. But anyway, so me and Jan, we'd go play basketball all over South Jersey. We were good. Jan went on to Columbia and played there. So Jan actually played Division I basketball. Me, I played junior college. Barely played junior college, but I was really a champion in the University of South Florida intramural basketball league. I was really good down there. But as far as college, yeah, I played 2 years of junior college basketball. That was it. But I'm a playground legend. And Milt, Chucky, and Dave knew that. I was a playground legend, and I did things. So anyway, me and Jan would take Milt all over the place to play ball. And he did well. Milt did good. He was a good basketball. But we took him under our wing because we thought this guy had potential to be something, potential to be somebody. And basketball never happened. Gotta have a heart like a lion, a heart like me. So anyway, Jan went away to college, and me and Milt started hanging more. Because Milt came up to me and said, "Hey man, I really, you're my idol, my highest title, my numero uno." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I know." So we'd hang, and sometimes, me, him, Chucky, and Dave would hang. And it was really cool. But I always noticed about Mr. Milton Dean, that you might have seen but don't know, is that Milton Dean will always try to take the captain's chair. Chucky, Dave, they let you sit there. They're cool. Milton will always test you. Milton will always, he's the beta trying to be the alpha. So he will test you. On many occasions, Mr. Milton Dean did test me. And I beat him up on so many occasions. Physically, I put my hands on him. I costed him. I remember slapping him several times. There's one famous time, I forget who the football player's name is, Frankie Carter. Frankie Carter was at Temple University, and I think he was playing for the Temple University Owls. So we were in North Philadelphia. And I don't know what happened in the car, but somehow Milt Dean's mouth got slick. He got really slick with me. He said something and didn't think there was going to be a physical recourse, and of course there was. I had to punch him in his chest. Then we got to the dorms. I had actually stayed in those dorms, the new dorms. I had a friend I know came to Temple and stayed there for some kind of work program. And anyway, so we were in the new dorms. And again, Milt Dean got what we call, in sort of slang terms, froggy. So he jumped up and he had to be slapped. So I beat him up in front of Frankie Carter in the Temple dorms. He didn't like that. It still haunts him to today. To today, it still haunts him. And it should. Because these are the things I do. I'm a monster sometimes, and I'm not proud of that fact. But Milton Dean brought the worst out in me. Then, hand to God. Walking by the Temple Library, students all around, girls watching. This was when I was a kind of a cocky guy. I'm not really cocky anymore. Back then I was a really cocky guy. So Milt Dean again with the mouth, running blah 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 blah. You know, it was sounding like, you know, Milt Dean's voice is a little more feminine. It's okay. You know, so I had to slam him on the cement outside of Temple's library. If I would have known that slam would have caused the rivalry and his bad attitude and him trying to be a king killer, I would have never slammed him. Maybe another slap, but that slam, because when he got up from the slam and brushed himself off, I saw broken pride. I saw a shell of him laying on the sidewalk. Inside I cried. I didn't want to be like that. But he forced me to, and he made me. He brought out that Darth Vader in me. And I'm sorry, that's just how it goes, man. You don't do that. You don't cross that line. Milt crosses lines. As Charlie Murphy said, Milt is a proverbial line crosser. It takes a lot of energy to keep putting somebody back in place physically. And in front of Chucky and Dave, it had to be demoralizing to ride home after receiving ass whoopings from me time and time again. But now, you're starting to delve into the psyche of Milton Dean and why he did what he did on Facebook and how he gained sort of notoriety. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and we'll get to part 2. This is Jude, The Wash. Whatever happened to Milton Dean? Part 1 ending. Check out part 2. Also, check out all the Wash podcasts at @wash_podcast on Instagram or Wash Podcast on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Part 2 is coming up next. Bye-bye.